Good afternoon. My name is Jim Conlan, and welcome to the latest episode of our entertainment show. As you know, each week we premiere a new movie or new TV series that is debuting here in Ireland for this coming month. And it's up for special attention this week in our third slot of our hourly episode. We're going to talk exclusively about a new sort of TV series, dealing about a therapist and his sort of clients that come into his office on a daily basis from all sorts of walks of life. It features the one and only, the legendary actor Harrison Ford, who plays Dr. Phil Rhodes. It also includes Jason Segel, who is one of the writers of the show as well, Jessica Williams, Christa Miller, and our special guest this evening, Rosslyn Luke, who plays the character Sarah. And Rosslyn, first of all, it's a pleasure having you on this evening. And are you excited about The Shrinking coming our way fairly soon? As one of those projects that you've been involved in most recently that really excites you, and you can't wait to see the finished product on our TV screens?
I absolutely am stoked, Jim. It's going to be a great show, great premise. I'm really excited.
I suppose, Rosslyn, in terms of The Shrinking, was it a normal audition sort of route for you in terms of a talent agent sort of recommended you for the role? You went to screening and audition at that sort of read in terms of that, maybe go through 2 or 3 of them before you land the role, or were you recommended for the role? Or did you know who was attached to the project? Did you know Harrison Ford was attached to the project, for example?
No, actually, the name that I was given as attached was Jason Segel. And it was a regular audition process for me. It came through my agent, not even through my manager. And because we're still very cautious of COVID over here, we've been doing everything via video submissions on the first rounds, and then auditions then usually go to a Zoom setting like we're in right now.
And Rosslyn, what did you know when you saw the script in terms of your character? What was your understanding for us? Did you feel it was going to be a sort of a spin-off of, dare I say, not maybe quirky or out there? I remember there was a TV series based on a therapist before who did that. Charlie Sheen starred in it, called Anger Management and sort of such. Were you thinking that this might be along the sort of same lines, as a bit out there, or do you think that it was going to be a bit more refined? Or what was your take when you saw the script?
Yeah, I was really fixated on the elements of the script. I mean, obviously it's about his career, but his personal life was what really drew me in. Reading the pilot episode, he's personally going through grief with the loss of his partner, his wife. And that was what really I was the most interested in. And then seeing that his practice evolves based on the grief that he's going through, I thought it was all really interesting. And especially through the lens of comedy, it's such a fun way to explore trauma and grief, things that we go through as humans.
And I suppose, Rosslyn, everyone that walks through his door walks in with a different sort of backstory, and that's the sort of premise. You can have so much sort of room to expand in that, because different sort of characters obviously bring different sort of life stories. You can sort of change it about. You can both quirkiness with wackiness to more sensitive sort of subjects as well. And tell me about your character now, Sarah. Is she quite a refined character, or is she, dare I say, is she a bit out there, or is she but demons, dare I say, that hog her?
You know, Sarah is actually not one of his patients. Sarah is one of his friends. So, I'm gonna leave that to you guys to determine how quirky or unquirky she is. But her personal life is less exposed because she doesn't have to discuss it in the same ways that a client has to with a therapist. Yeah.
And in terms of that sort of friendship, are you sort of anxiously looking on in terms of that as a friend, or is there a bit of a love interest there, a love element attached to that sort of friendship?
I would wait and let that play out, but yeah, I think you'll have to watch.
Yeah, no problem. I started pushing too much. I try to
talk, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the revelations to come out. Tell me about production now, Rosslyn, in terms of the shoot, in terms of where you sort of shot. Did you shot in LA and Burbank or around that sort of area? And how long did it take? I know, for how many episodes are we talking about in terms of season 1? And was it a 2 to 3 months sort of shoot in terms of all those episodes?
Yeah, it was. I'm guessing around 3 months. We shot in Altadena, mostly on location for the work that I did, which was based in his home in Jimmy, Jason Segel's character's home. So yeah.
Okay, and Rosslyn, in terms of the script now, and in terms of your character, obviously with a TV series, there's a table read that comes every sort of week. Did you find that from week the sort of storylines were sort of changing and evolving as the shoot was going on, or was it fairly sort of set in stone? Or were you able to sort of put your own twist or character? Were the cast open to any ideas that you've had for your character that maybe amended, or was there always a sort of bouncing of ideas across the board?
You know, in getting to watch Jason work on set, I did notice that there was a ton of interaction that was happening between him and the other writers, and seeing that play out, I did notice that there was a lot of camaraderie is the wrong word, but there's a lot of communication and openness in where a certain line or a certain moment could be taken. But as far as my character goes, she was pretty set in stone. Yeah, so I didn't have a lot of flexibility within her. But
and Rosslyn, in terms of season 1 now, and obviously there were so many different emotions in life in terms of drama, in terms of tragedy, ecstasy, emotion, love, hate, sort of breakdowns and sort of thing. Is all sort of common themes of life explored in season 1? And does every sort of episode have a beginning, a middle, and an end, or are some episodes run concurrent in terms of stories overlap throughout the season?
Yeah, it's definitely not a traditional episodic where you're getting a full wraparound, but each character, obviously all the characters play through, and then there's individual clients that do get like a full story arc through each episode, which is really nice. Yeah, but it definitely runs more like a like a show for a streamer, not like an episodic like you would see on.
Okay. And Rosslyn, I imagine it's a busy time for you. I was just speaking to you before we came on air, and you mentioned CSI is in the works for you. Can you elaborate? Are we talking Miami, New York, Vegas, CSI? And are you going to be lining up with Horatio Kane, dare I ask?
Yeah, it's actually I'll be in an episode of CSI. We're shooting it tomorrow and the following week. The episode, it's for Vegas. The episode number is 18. It's called Fractured. I play a character named Stacy, and you should check it out for sure.
Should check it out indeed. And is it a busy time for you, Rosslyn, in terms of movies, TV series? Is there an awful lot in the line for you coming up in 23? Is there anything that you can possibly tell us about that might be hitting our screens in the near future?
Yeah, I'm really excited about a feature that I shot in the summer of last year called Recollection, that I led, and it's going to be fantastic. It's science fiction, drama. It also touches on the topic of grief, which I think has been a thematic in my personal life recently. So I'm really excited about it.
Really excited about that. And obviously sci-fi, in terms of you as an actress, are you open to all sorts of genres? Comedy, sci-fi, action, thriller, romance, or is there a particular genre that you sort of be more to as an actress that you feel more at home with?
I feel most at home in drama, but I absolutely love playing in comedy, and I'm trying to get my foot in the door more in that. I mean, obviously Shrinking is a great entry point. But science fiction and action kind of is where my roots are a little bit more. I've done a little bit of stunt action work along the way, so that's definitely lent me to having a strong jumping off point there.
Yeah. And Rosslyn Luke, in terms of, I know you mentioned to us that you haven't been to Ireland, but is it definitely something on your bucket list to get to see the home of William Yeats and Seamus Heaney and a few other Irish literates in terms of an acting sort of career, and see the home place of Liam Neeson and Colin Farrell and a few more?
Absolutely. I would absolutely love to come on out. Maybe you can interview me in person when I'm out there.
No problem indeed. We can count on that, Rosslyn. We'll put that in the diary for sure. And Rosslyn Luke, for the last 30 seconds, you might enlighten all our viewers why they should tune in on Channel AppleTV to see the TV series Shrinking, and what's in store for them.
You should check out Shrinking because Jason Segel is an absolute beast on that show. Magic watching him work. Obviously Harrison Ford is going to bring his A game. So exciting to watch him in a series where he gets to be fully embracing the comedy genre. I think this is his first TV credit where he'll be like a lead of a TV series, which is incredible. Tune in, watch the hijinks that are going to ensue, because Jimmy, Jason's character, he goes off and does his own thing, and it is really something to be seen.
And finally, before I let you go, Rosslyn, you mentioned there Harrison Ford, the legendary Harrison Ford. We all recognized him from Indiana Jones, The Fugitive. Tell me, in terms of to be involved in a series that has Harrison Ford credited, to go to work every day and to see Harrison Ford in a sort of set beside you, I suppose. When a Hollywood Illuminati is there within 100 yards of you, do you almost feel sort of anxious and nervous, even though as an actress you've worked with so many actors and actresses, when you're standing away from Harrison Ford, you still get the giggles or the nervousness in the stomach in terms of, right, I can't say anything stupid or daft that I might offend this great man?
Oh my gosh, I think that happens to me every time I'm around someone that I see as a hero. It's a nervous excitement. It's like that child in me that is just like in awe of this world that I've landed myself in. And I have had the Indiana Jones theme song stuck in my head ever since we started shooting that show. It's just like every day or two, I'm just like, there she goes. It's yeah. Anyways.
Rosslyn Luke, an absolute pleasure talking to you on the airways this evening. Do keep in that in the diary for Ireland, and we look forward to greeting you someday in person. And Rosslyn, we hope it's very much a success for you, Shrinking, and also your episode in CSI Las Vegas. We're looking forward to see that in our TV screens in the near future. But for the moment, Rosslyn Luke, from me, Jim Conlan, stay safe, take care, and God bless. Thanks a million, Rosslyn.
Thank you.